What's up, people? Welcome back to Internash. Whether you're attending classes online right now or planning to attend online classes next semester, it is very important to understand what challenges you're facing and how to overcome them.
One of the main concerns regarding online classes is the lack of participation and the lack of intellect. Most students during the morning class wake up in their bed, attend the class, and as soon as the class gets over, they just again feel lazy, eventually forgetting everything that was discussed in a class, which is a big question mark.
It's not fun. I have become so lazy, and life's basically a TikTok, guys. I'm bored in the house. I'm in the house bored all the time.
What I experienced studying online in the last semester was that people were not able to speak what they wanted to speak. They were not able to express themselves. There was a lot of miscommunication between the teams.
Online learning is all work and no play. You can't make friends, you can't go out, you can't build a network, and hence you can't even get jobs.
There were a lot of instances where there was poor internet connection, which at the same time did prove challenging to me to acquire all of my learning outcomes. So that way, the classes moving online was a really challenging experience, but hopefully the things would get better along the way.
In the series of videos that we are making in collaboration with the Australian government, I got to interview Zoe Routh. Zoe Routh is a leadership and motivational coach, and she has some amazing tips for us to make the most of this situation and specifically to make the most of your online classes. So if you're an international student who's attending classes online right now or planning to attend classes online, this video is just for you. So check it out. Thank you so much, Zoe, for your time and agreeing to have this interview, because there are so many questions that we have and we want to understand how to maintain motivation. What is the right mindset that we should have in the time of pandemic? So thank you so much for agreeing to have this interview.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Dev.
The first question that I have for you is that personally, I find it really hard to concentrate and maintain motivation during online classes. I'll be honest, majority of my online classes, I'm sitting in my bed and I'm attending those classes and I'm on mute. There's nobody to keep a track, whether I'm attending, whether I'm not attending, things like that. So what would be your tips there?
Yeah, it's very easy to be very passive, like watching TV when you're watching your classes and your mind can wander. My big suggestion is to mind map or make visual notes of your classes. So instead of just scribbling written notes, you can draw it out. And if you just Google visual facilitation, you'll see some great examples of people doing that. And you can draw little cartoons of a concept, and you can draw connections to the next concept, and you can draw it out diagrammatically. And what this does is that it keeps you interested, because what you're doing in your brain is looking for pattern recognition. Okay. So as you're listening to the key concepts, you're drawing a thought bubble here, and then you're listening for the next thought bubble. You're listening to this story, and you can draw it all out. And what happens in your brain biochemistry is that it produces dopamine. Okay. And dopamine is a really feel-good neurotransmitter that occurs when we get recognitions of patterns, or where we find something, or when we're interested in something. So you can leverage your brain neuroscience by taking a visual representation of the lecture. That's one way to sort of hack your interest in it. Now, if you want to up the ante and also develop your leadership skills, take it up a level and determine that you will summarize and teach somebody else what you learned in that lecture. Here's a way you could do it. You could write a short blog article on that and post it on LinkedIn. You could do a little video summary and about what you learned from that lecture, the 3 dot points that you learned, and post it on YouTube. So what this does is it forces you to synthesize and digest what you're learning and to then explain it to someone else. And so that way you get the reinforcement in the lesson itself. The other bonus leadership piece is that you start to become a leader in a community of followers, and so that you can lead conversations around this particular topic. And so you can start to generate community around these particular lessons.
That is super interesting, because just simple thing of writing a LinkedIn blog form can help us build our profile on LinkedIn. And
Yeah.
once we have a profile on LinkedIn, which means a lot of employers could find us, and then they can know the things that we have done.
That's right. It really positions you above everybody else. So if employers will all check your social media profiles and they go to your LinkedIn page and they see that you have gone above and beyond with your lessons by bothering to summarize and reflect on it, that shows dedication, it shows follow through, it shows intellectual prowess in terms of analyzing, making sense of what you're learning, and being a contributor and a leader in that space. So there's heaps of value in that. So all of a sudden, there's motivation or incentive to pay attention in your lectures, because there's going to be a return for you in credibility and professional engagement down the track.
That is so exciting. If you guys have not made a LinkedIn profile, that is the first thing that you should do, because in the time of a pandemic, when everything is online, that is where you're going to network with the people in your industry. Our next video is specifically on jobs and what should we do to get a job in the time of a pandemic. Hope you love this video, guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button and share this video with your friends, so even they get to know what are the things that they can do while they attend the classes online. See you in the next video.